Bird.
The word of the day is bird.
Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Knights of the Round Records, episode 9.
9.
I am VillosaurusWrex. To the right of me, as always, the boy, Eric.
What it do?
To the right of him, Rudy.
What up, what up?
That beer's bigger than your hand.
I don't have hands.
Beer's just close to your mouth.
Know.
These are prosthetics. Just got them.
To the right
Thanks
of
for
him,
reminding me, Dick.
to the right of him, Bass,
What's up?
That's my right.
the only fish on the table.
I feel weird in this spot.
And then always to my left, Charles. What's going on, Charles?
Hola.
Shut up.
What
All right.
the fuck? Last week there was enthusiasm, and this week it's give me this fucking.
All right. So
And this is go fuck yourself.
so this week we're going to be talking about Big K.R.I.T's Forever is a Mighty Long Time. It was a mighty long time we waited for the album. We're also going to be talking about Mark's underground artist. What was his name, Mark?
SK Supreme.
SK Supreme.
Out of South Africa.
Out of South Africa. But before we get to all that, tonight is a big night for hip hop.
It's my birthday.
It's we will have
God damn it.
we will have new Eminem.
Yes.
We will have new Jeezy.
2.
Yeah.
We'll have new N.e.r.d.
3.
And then we'll have some G-Eazy and some other stuff in there too for the night.
I don't know how
But
to count, so.
but for the most part, we got into this little talk earlier about how we feel the Eminem album's going to do and whatnot.
It was not a positive review.
And from what we've read and seen and heard, it's not going to be a hot album, man. Like
I already yelped it.
it got my
And the
review.
food sucks. All right?
So, I mean, we're not going to spend much time talking about that. I'm excited to hear the new Jeezy album. Totally.
It's been a while.
Seeing that we got snow in Corpus for the first time in
That was crazy, dude.
13, 14 years.
Yeah.
13 years. It is time for a new
Snow on the
Jeezy album.
beach.
Hey man, it was really snow in the bluff though.
Really?
Everybody seen
Hey!
that movie?
You're trying too hard.
Sorry guys.
Yeah, no.
I'll see myself though.
Fire. All right, so we have that. We have the anticipated N.e.r.d. Bass wasn't feeling him, and we know that for a
I
fact.
like Nerd, but yeah, I wasn't. I don't know, man.
So-
Got too weird.
I like
The singles that we have out right now, guys. How y'all feeling those singles for N.e.r.d.?
I'm fucking with it.
I fuck with Lemon.
I haven't checked it out yet.
I fuck with.
I like Rihanna's little.
It's not 1,000. It's 1000.
It's not even 100.
I like Rihanna's little bars that she spit.
Yeah, Rihanna spit some bars on that.
I guess I'm just waiting for the
I just love Rihanna,
the album to drop. Like, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to hear the whole album. Mark, quit taking pictures.
Yeah. It's not gonna sway my thoughts towards the rest of the album. I'm still gonna listen to it because
Oh, yeah,
hopefully it's
absolutely.
good. But I was just
And
not feeling
that's
those
the same
two.
thing we talked about earlier
Yeah.
before you got here about Eminem. Like, even though we've already heard bad reviews about the album, because apparently it's already been leaked. Like,
Yeah.
people have heard the full album. They said it sucks. It's this. It's that. There's still the rumor of the anticipated double album. You know, there's
Oh,
that
really?
rumor
Oh, shit.
that it's half the word revival. There's going to be other half on there. Speaking of that, 2 Chainz has come out like a million different times in a million different interviews talking about a collab he did with Eminem. But we haven't heard of 2 Chainz and Eminem collab, so
You said Eminem.
Eminem.
You're thinking of lemons.
You shouldn't have to say Eminem more than like 3 times in one sitting.
Yeah,
This
so
is really hard.
yeah. No, if you say it 5 times, he appears in front of you with Mom's spaghetti on
Have y'all
his shirt.
seen the Have y'all seen the video of Eminem? But they like do a voiceover. This guy does a voiceover.
Nuh-uh.
It's like when he's rapping, he does that like hibbity hoopla that part. And he's
Nuh-uh.
all when the guy does a voiceover, he's all Eminem, and then the girl's like, "Oh my god!" So, I'll show you after this shit.
So yeah, we have that. Like I said, some anticipated Jeezy. But the big news we got this week is that next week on Friday, Gucci Mane's dropping another album.
Dude, that guy is ridiculous. He's just not
He
sleeping.
is the hardest
Busy as
working
fuck.
man in rap, and
Busy as fuck.
it's sometime in between Mr. Davis, Drop Top Wop. He had time to record El Gato, the Human Iceberg, I think is what it's
Yeah.
called,
Mhm.
and then get married and get everything filmed and put on TV of him getting married. So he's been a real busy dude.
for real. And she's bad as fuck.
Yeah, dude, she is.
God, she's ridiculous.
But since the last time we talked, we got Big Sean. Shouts.
Yeah.
Eric,
What?
did you like the
God damn it.
Did I like it? Yeah, it was pretty good, man.
There you go. That's all I needed to hear. We're done
I'm
with the
not-
show. It was nice talking to y'all people. We'll see y'all next week.
Look, for the record, y'all, everybody in here knows I'm not the biggest Big Sean fan, but it was a pretty decent album. I'm fucking with it.
Ooh. He got it. I'm fucking
Damn,
with
he
it.
got the
Damn.
It sounds like a 4 flames.
I am
on fire.
also-
It's definitely a 3.
I'm also agreeing with Eric. I am fucking with Big Sean and Metro. Goddamn Metro.
It's really Metro. though.
It seems like whatever Metro like is touching this year is just
Yep.
it's going off.
2017
So credit
was the year.
credit to Metro.
Yeah, huge shouts to Metro.
'Cause, like,
Metro's putting some people on this year.
I
They
don't
sell
know.
a lot of phones, you know.
Yeah, but
No doubt.
Hey, got
And
it.
if they don't trust you, they'll disconnect. your
Yeah,
line.
it's I don't get what's so good about his trust, but I don't want to lose it.
Yeah, no,
So-
not at all. I don't feel like getting shot.
What's the scariest thing you can do? Lose Metro's trust.
And then we got the compilation album from Quality Control, which, if those of you who don't know who Quality Control is,
You hear that?
Coca-Cola.
Sounds like a knock right again.
Man, people always knocking trying to bring beer
My
here.
bad, I didn't mean to disturb you. That's bad.
Yeah, so Quality Control is the quote-unquote record label that is signed Migos to their other record contract. So it's them. You have Yachty on there. I think there's a whole bunch of different features. But the big thing that came out of it was the Joe Budden line,
Yeah.
and then the ad lib of calling Joe Budden a pussy, and then Joe Budden responding saying, "Nah, man, I don't give a fuck about the diss. Like, it's just a diss." The ad lib is what pissed me off. And then him calling Quavius and Lord Quavius and stuff like that.
That
I love
sounds
that
hilarious.
shit.
But it's like, is that an insult? Because it just sounds like a nickname that like.
It's just kind of like,
Sounds intelligent as fuck.
yeah,
And-
it's
and
just
then-
kind of like digging at him because he's.
And
not
then
saying
they
your name
drop.
right.
Then they
It's like-
drop the album art or the track art for Ice Tray, which is the song that they dissed Joe Budden on, and it's Joe Budden in an everyday struggle wife beater with the YRN chains, the little boat chains. He has a little boat tattoo for the little Yachty being on there. He's got Pump It Up tattooed on his arm, and then he's got the infamous Hands of Rocks from when he was beefing with Drake, and then his little Drake fanboys came up and did that. They did that, and then they casted people who
I
look like
saw a
the
little
cast of
snippet on Twitter of that.
they look like Nadeska,
Yeah.
and then
And then the guy that got to do
Fake
Budden
Nadesca's
looks
low-key
more
fire.
like Carlos Boozer.
Yeah.
Than anybody, dude.
and then I think the only one that got right was Academics. Man, Academics
Yeah.
looks like Academics.
Yeah.
He still looks like
He's whack
Jerry
enough
the
to
Mouse.
be like, all right, yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah.
He's that corny.
But even Joe Budden was like, if y'all wanted us for the video, you should have just called us. Like, we would have done the video, like straight up. We would have done it. So,
Yeah, but that throws everything off. Like I wouldn't. Have
So
the same
I had a
impact.
chat with Mark earlier, so this is going to be the trending topic. We're going to start the trending topic for the weeks, just to kind of just get us out there a little bit, help us out. I want Joe Budden to respond. I really want it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
So we're gonna do the hashtag respond to Quavius.
I only want him to respond, like when if the instrumentals pump it up. That's the only one I want him to respond. If it's not that,
It's a young Metro beat.
Yeah. If young Metro's like it's crazy to say, but if Metro fucking works with Budden, I mean, it seems like if he works with anybody, it's gonna hit.
Yeah, definitely.
It would have to be Metro.
So we're gonna do the hashtag, and you'll see it at the bottom of this video, and you'll see us post it on our Twitter. Follow us there at KOTRRcast, and then same with our Instagram and stuff like that. We're working on being more active on our Snapchat, so we'll do that. But yeah, so hashtag respond to Quavius.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So yeah, hashtag respond to Quavius. So
shout out, Mark.
you'll see that everywhere. So let's get into it. Mark, let's talk about the album that you picked.
What do you want me to say?
The album that you
We're just
picked.
gonna really say-
Why you trying to buck up to David? He's just asking you a question.
Why you put so much bass in your voice?
Say it
Okay,
with your chest.
okay,
Say it with your chest.
Fuck you around.
David dropped Keep the Devil Off to me about, what was it, 2 months ago maybe?
When
And
did
it was
that
on repeat for a while. You know, I dug the song. I liked it a lot.
Damn,
The
has it been that long?
Yeah,
It's been a
something like
minute,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, that was the when he
single?
dropped the single.
Gotcha.
You know, and then the album, of course, came out. So when the album came out, I was
Maybe
pretty excited to hear the
shows.
rest of it. And to me, the way it opens, you know, the way the songs progress and the way it closes was just something that just kind of stuck, where I just could not stop listening to it. Even whenever we would pick other albums to listen to, I would always like take a break and go back to listen to K.R.I.T, because this album, like I said, it intros to me absolutely perfect. And I just could not stop listening to it. Even when I was supposed to listen to, you know, the anthology, I was supposed to listen to Run the Jewels, I just kept going back to K.R.I.T.
So
Oh, yeah.
this is a long album, seeing that it's a double
classic.
album.
There is a lot of stuff in this album that people who, like us, who are big into hip hop are going to now notice and catch. Like, for one, one of the songs is called 1999, where they use lines out of Juvenile's Back That Ass Up. And the only reason they used it is because of the producer on the song, Manny Fresh. And that was the only way they got to play those lyrics off of onto that song.
Which
And-
isn't the only song that
No,
Manny
there's
Fresh
tons
touched.
more on this album. But I'm just saying, there's little things like that you won't catch unless you're big into like hip hop and the scene like that.
Or if you're old, like
And you know one thing I'm gonna give a
That
huge
shit.
shout out about this album is there is 6 songs that the sole producer on the track is Big K.R.I.T. So he produced 6 songs of his entire album by himself. He wrote, produced, and he's credited Justin Scott on everything as a writer. So
it's badass.
If
that,
I'm not mistaken, I think he produced his whole Cadillac.
I fucking love that.
I think he did. I could be wrong on that, but
yeah.
pretty
Oh,
sure.
you know what? Hold on, I missed. What did I say? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 tracks because I didn't even look at disc 2.
Yeah,
So
but
literally
that's
half the
too.
album, because there's 22 tracks in the album, so he did half of it.
But here's the crazy thing. Disc 1 is written and done by Big K.R.I.T. Okay.
Mhm.
Disc 2 is written and done by Justin Scott, which, if you don't know, is Big K.R.I.T. But he separated the two. He called Disc 2 Justin Scott.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So Confetti dropped September 28th of this year. Confetti came out. It hit. Like, that bitch slapped, right?
Yeah.
Keep the Devil Off came out October 6th. And that bitch slapped.
Mhm.
And then Oxcord came out on the 20th. And that bitch slapped.
Guess what? It slapped.
Why are you calling these tracks bitches? Though? That's what I want.
Well, because I don't know their
you
names. So I'm just
slap
referring to
bitches.
them all as bitches. And you
There's
slapped them.
reviews on Google for this album, and they gave it a 4.9 out of 5.
Damn.
God.
The,
Dang.
just out of all the reviews, the average review is a 4.9.
You know what K.R.I.T said? Keep the devil off.
Keep the devil, well, kept the devil out of this fucking album.
All
for
music,
sure.
all music gave it a 3.5. Hip Hop DX gave it a 4.3 out of 5. Pitchfork gave it a 7.3 out of 10. And XXL gave it a 4 out of 5. That 7.3 out of 10 sounds like somebody in the room. Anyway,
Mark.
Wait, what?
I was like, wait, who are we talking
nah,
about?
Bastard the metric system last
Hey,
time.
dude.
Oh,
This motherfucker.
Hey, no, okay, fuck y'all, because the first episode,
He wants-
y'all say pick top 5, and y'all are out there throwing top 10s. Fuck out of here. So I
Oh,
It's
I
like
can
we're
twig some
all
of that shit.
all the other countries outside of America, and Bass is America.
Yeah.
Only one not
Yeah.
using the metrics. Is
there you go.
I'm fat and
There you go.
don't
But it-
care.
Okay, here's another
I'll
reason I
make my
picked,
terrible
I picked
decisions.
this album.
That's not the reason.
When K.R.I.T dropped the album, on the day I dropped it, he also tweeted, "I put my heart and soul into this album." And when you go and analyze it the way we do, and you go and check the producer, the productions, everything, the features, the lyrics, you can tell his
Yeah.
heart and soul is literally his album. There's-
Well, for sure, if you listen to some songs on there, you're gonna hear parts of them.
Hell yeah! Like you can just tell, like there's just so much emotion behind it. There's so much like feeling that got put into this that people tweet nonsense. Oh, check out my album, But like when he said, "I put my heart and soul
Check
into this,"
my
like I legit believe that. I legit this dude think like he stood up, he battled some demons, he did what he needed to do to make sure this album was, not
Stand the test of
subpar,
time.
would just last. And this album is going to stand the test of time in my eyes. Like just look at the opening track where the very first line he says is, "Goes, yeah, my creator gave me the gift to create." Like something's going on with this dude where he's either thankful for something or something happened, and to be able to like just put that into your album and go full force head on, just
that's like your
it means
favorite
a lot.
line.
Hell yeah, that
Yeah.
beginning intro, just like I said, for an intro track, the way it's organized, everything about this
It's
album.
like
I like the way
it's
it switches
self-reflective
up.
though.
Hell
Because
yeah.
it's like 2 songs in the first opening.
Yeah, you got that slow.
It's slow,
intro
and
rap,
then whenever it kicks
fucking
in, it's
kicks
like a whole nother
on.
gear. Like,
Beat
yeah.
drops like crazy.
And-
What I like is like the last like fucking 6 ones we picked. All the first songs are fucking bangers, dude.
Yeah.
Like it opens
I
up.
feel like that's the way to fucking structure
Yeah,
your album and like put all your hits.
Because if
up
you're not
front.
feeling it right away, it's gonna kind of
And
probably
then
throw
you
you
got
off,
some
you know?
mix
Yeah.
of like these nice like R&B groovy jams in there too, which take this album to a whole new peak. It doesn't slow down the album; it just adds a new element to it. Doesn't slow down the pace of it; it just keeps it going.
And I think it was cool because it took him a year to record, but we hadn't heard from him since Catalactica in 2014. So that's a solid 3 years, man, of writing. Granted, it only was a year of recording, but a solid 3 years of writing. And
it was a long time. It felt like forever.
Usually, and this can attest to what we just talked about with like n.e.r.d. dropping their album on Friday. 3 singles, right? They've dropped 3 singles. They dropped the new one with Kendrick, and who else was on that one?
Kendrick and Frank Ocean.
Kendrick and Frank Ocean, and then they dropped Lemons, and then 100.
Yeah.
3 songs is a single. One that we could all agree is a banger, right? Lemon.
I much dig
4 out of 5.
Isn't Lemon a bad thing when it comes to a car, though?
But okay, then you look at this album. Forever's a Mighty Long Time. You have Confetti, Keep the Devil Off, and Aux Cord. All 3 are bangers. Like all three. Like,
I fucking love them.
Not one of those you would skip.
The first 4 even, like just straight to Subinstein or Substein.
Well, no, I'm saying
as far as singles.
singles.
Oh, singles.
Yeah.
Okay, just straight front. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's get into it. We'll talk our favorites. We'll start here with Mark. We'll go the opposite way since it was Mark's album. Mark, talk to me about your favorite track off Forever's a Mighty Long Time.
Favorite track, intro track. That's just, it has some of my favorite lyrics. The dude does not hold back as far as saying what's on his mind and what's in his heart at the same time. And to that very first half of the song is a slow rap, and he's just spitting words. The second half, double time on the beat, double time on the words.
Switches it up on you.
Just you don't expect that. You just hear that snare kick in, and then just the dude.
I figured he was just gonna do that the whole song, and then the second song would come up and be something different. And I didn't think it was gonna go to do that, so I was.
Lyrically, that song is one of my favorites because there's this one line in there where he goes, "Look how they hate me but copy me. Possibly I was the one with components and properties to be the greatest of all time, but you won geography lottery." Like, he could have been born in someone else's shoes and had a better opportunity, but he didn't. And he had all the components and properties to be great, and he still came out great. Like
that's some deep shit.
That's what I'm saying. This intro track, he not only put it out there from his mind, he put it out there from his heart. And that's why I like this one a lot.
Yeah, that's badass.
Bass, tell me what your favorite track off the album is.
I agree with that song. Everything he said, I completely agree with. And we were talking about it a little earlier. That song is sick. And Price of Fame is fucking awesome.
Price of Fame
was a good one.
And the one with CeeLo.
Get Up to Come Down with Sleepy Brown, right?
Dude, that was a dope track.
Those 3. I had on repeat a lot. There's a bunch of good songs in between, but
and I like that you brought up the feature with CeeLo and Sleepy Brown on that track, because if you look at the features on this album, they're like mostly Southern, because you have T.I.
Yeah.
You have Lloyd. Lloyd's
and
not
Big Bank was another banger, dude.
And then you have Bun B and Pimp C on Ride With Me.
Yeah.
The CeeLo Green, Sleepy Brown on Come Up to Get Down. You have Joy. You have Jill Scott. And then there's a couple other ones here and there, but.
Yeah, it was a lot of Southern. Yeah, now that I think about it.
And if you really think about it, it's a lot of Southern stuff. And it's great to hear that the dude stuck to his roots, man. It really is.
Yeah.
So you're sticking Get Up to Come Down?
Mm-hmm.
That's just your favorite track?
Yeah, those 3. It's hard to pick between those, but any variation of those 3 are sick. And then, was it The Price of Fame? Is another deep-ass song. It's
don't forget The Price of
Fame. Like, he never sold out, Like...
Did you go back to what he said from Dudes from the South on that beginning of the first verse on the first track? He goes, "On the South Side, because I'm a country bumpkin, bumping out the system. Fuck if they don't listen. We done come a long way from niggas throwing CDs out the window like a frisbee."
Wow.
Like you just know he's already set the tone.
Shit, Mark.
I'm just reading it. You just know he's set the tone.
You know what? It's right here. Writers, Mark. Stop it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
and the other half of the album says Charles.
I didn't get credit.
Charles.
Rudy, favorite track off the album?
Subinstein. It's a close one, also with Big Bang, because when I heard that one, I was interested to hear T.I. because I think it's been a while since I've heard T.I. I was like,
I'm not fucking with T.I. this year. I'm sorry. After T.I. said he is the founder of trap music, I'm not fucking with him. So
I hadn't been fucking with him like 7 years, but he came in hard on this song.
Man, it's totally different T.I.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah, it is like that.
Way to shit on my segment.
You're gonna hate this other half.
Oh boy.
Way to shit on my segment. But since I didn't pick Big Bang with T.I., I picked Sebastian. Although Big Bang was another one that was there. Sebastian was my top one because like god damn that song just hits like hard. Like in my car, I wish I actually had some.
But does the bitch slap?
I'm not gonna refer to this track.
She's a nice lady.
I'm a gentleman until 2018, and then I'm gonna be a dick.
Oh,
Then
that's it.
it's hashtag I disrespect hoes.
It's gonna be
You got You got 17 days left.
Is that how many days?
Yeah, then you're changing the shit.
He's all
I don't know how to count, so it don't matter. But yeah,
I might be a dick.
Well, I can start tomorrow.
Savage Rudy.
Eric, what was your favorite track off the album?
Mine, I think all of y'all kind of hit up on the first side of the album, but I'm gonna go. I mean, because the whole first out or the first half of it was pretty much amazing. Not that the second half had anything wrong with it, but the first half was like all the fucking southern type bangers that you expect from Big K.R.I.T, and then the other half is like the more, I don't know how to say it. I guess just like woke. Like more woke kind of shit.
Which is probably why he differentiated the two albums from Big K.R.I.T to Justin Scott.
Yeah, he definitely got woken on this shit. But I think Justin Scott is one of my favorite tracks. That's the one like where it's pretty much straight instrumental, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Everybody, of course, Keep the Devil Off. Higher Calling is another one of my favorites.
That was good.
But if I had to pick an absolute favorite, I think it's going to be Justin Scott just because it's just straight instrumental and it's fucking fire.
Good. I'm going to go with Sebastian. As my favorite track, with Miss Georgia Fornia close behind it.
Yeah,
but
that was another.
But the reason that I'm going with Sebastian is because
songs on this album, dude.
Is because it's my sub number 4. So if you actually follow Big K.R.I.T on all his albums, he's always had a my sub, and this is just the. It doesn't sound like any of the other ones,
No, definitely not.
But
which is a cool thing to do. It's like a mini series in.
Exactly, and I think that's why I liked it so much because it has some of the same content but a different feel. Talks about other stuff, but it's something that he's carrying through album to album to album. But then you have Mrs. Georgia Fornia, and that one's just a fire banger to me. That bitch slaps.
It slaps. It slaps.
It slaps hard.
It slaps hard.
You some bitch.
Okay, so this one's gonna be the hard part because this is another. Right off the bat, classic album. Least favorite track, Mark.
Y'all are gonna give me some shit for this.
Son of a bitch.
I was anticipating T.I.'s feature on this, and I did not like it. So I'm gonna have to go with Big Bang.
Okay.
Maybe I hyped it up too much because I hadn't heard much from T.I. in a while, and I was excited to hear it. And it let me down. I don't know what it was, but I'm skipping Big Bang and going straight from Confetti to Sebastian.
Why did y'all give me so much shit about it not liking T.I.? Like, I don't like him, but fuck, dude, like, I haven't really been just fucking with him in, like,
No,
years.
dude,
Like, have y'all been actively bumping him?
not actively bumping him. But if his song comes on, I'm like, oh, fucking T.I., I'm gonna skip this shit. Like
Exactly. What do y'all give me shit about?
I'm just saying.
What the fuck?
Well, my big thing is
I don't hate him. I just don't.
I don't
fucking with
like
him.
the motherfucker claimed to create.
Yeah, I heard that and I was like, oh fuck. And
Trap
I was already
music.
even out fucking with him.
And
so
as a
it's
matter
like,
of fact, if you
snooze on you, dude.
if you watch us on Facebook Live after our shows, after we record them, we talked about it last week, and we were talking like, oh, Jeezy, one of the creators, one of the founders and stuff like that. And then someone in our comments was like,
3-6.
dude, did you forget about 3-6?
Yeah,
Dude,
it was fucking
3-6.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
3-6 is the
for
creator
sure
track.
the creator.
Easy. Shouts to Ray. Ray, if you're listening. Shouts
We'll be
to you
live
for
in a
bringing
bit,
that up.
Ray.
Yeah, we'll go live in a bit.
Waiting to hear from you guys.
Yeah, for real. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that.
Rubbing your
I
hands.
should have got Dead Last Pizza.
So what was the least favorite track?
Oh, my least, I don't know if I'm going to get shit for this or not, but 1999. Lloyd, I can't stand it. I'm sorry.
We all had some odd picks, so I'll go. It's okay.
Yeah.
I liked it, and I'll kind of agree with you on it. I liked it because it was that you go from Sevenstein, and then you need something to tone it down a little bit to go with Ride With Me, because Ride With Me is still a banger, but it's at a different pace.
It's definitely like a cool down.
Yeah,
it's
definitely
in between.
But it's like within that song, it's like a big gap too. It's almost like a cool down in between because like K.R.I.T will go and then it's just Lloyd and then K.R.I.T's at the very end. Yeah. So it just like, and I wasn't feeling that whole middle, so it's like fuck, I gotta wait like a few songs in between that. So you know what I mean? Like I wasn't really fucking with it,
but it's like we said. I think that's the big thing to do right now. Put some slappers in the front.
Yeah. Which I completely agree. Like you don't want the whole album to sound exactly the same. So I just wasn't feeling that song because there's other songs. That
but you know, you feel this album, and this album's a real wave. It starts real high, comes down nice and low, gets high again, and then ends off. You know,
it was a really balanced album.
It was great. Rudy, least favorite track off the album?
I might give y'all two even ones. First one, I didn't like Layup.
Okay.
Layup was one song I couldn't.
That was one of the groovy R&B tracks I kind of was into.
That's another one of those cool down songs. It's not really, but
I see what you're saying. I liked it, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into it. I didn't dig it. Like when you follow up what was going on before that. I mean, 1999 was another one that was like. So, but I could still go with it.
It was a little before, so you're like had too much by then. You're just like, oh.
And another one, I'm probably gonna get flagged for. I anticipate getting flagged for. Maybe not from just y'all, but from the people listening. Confetti.
What? Wow. No, you know what? Okay,
I thought you were gonna say. Okay, you go ahead. Let him talk.
I cannot.
Talking shit, Rudy.
After listening to the whole album, Confetti is something that I don't want to listen to on this one. Like even though it was it's not that I heard it so much. It's a Confetti. It's just not something like it's
sounds soft.
Yeah, and even then it's like your Confetti isn't even heavy. Like it doesn't sit with me. It doesn't
I know it's like metaphorical or whatever, but
I thought it was a good metaphor.
It doesn't sit with me.
I thought it was too.
So I'm gonna have a tie with Confetti and Layup.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say
you're gonna put them on the same.
Get the Devil Off Me.
No,
Keep the Devil Off.
I love that song.
Even though it's repetitious, it's like
I thought you were gonna say that, but I would have been like, I fucking see.
I know that, but I can still dig that one, right? But Confetti is just something that's like, all right, you go from the first one.
Maybe it's because yours is not heavy.
It's not.
Yeah, maybe your Confetti's.
I don't know Confetti.
That's probably your issue.
So, but yeah, Confetti and Layup. Not that they're the same thing, but it's just both of them. I was not feeling it, not one bit.
Eric, least favorite track off the album?
I'm gonna have to agree with Bass on this one. Fucking 1999. I'm hitting skip on that hoe every time. Like I'm sorry.
Every time though. That hoe.
Okay, not every time. Not every time because I did listen to the whole album probably about 10 times.
See, we're disrespecting these tracks all back and forth.
But the thing about it is, that's one that I'm fucking ready to skip.
Slapping them, skipping.
I'm glad someone agrees with me.
I'm smashing that, not the like button,
smashing
but
them
the
now.
skip button.
Skip button.
Smash that skip button.
I won't. I don't think I'll get any heat for this. Everlasting was my least favorite track off the album.
I like that.
You motherfucker.
Yeah,
son of a bitch.
Those are all sarcasm. I really liked it.
To me, the love story didn't belong on here. Like it was good. It's a good song.
His heart out, man.
He put his heart and soul into this. Okay,
that counts in his heart.
It's just to me the love song didn't belong on this album. Maybe on another one, maybe on the next one. It didn't belong here. All right. Especially, like, because Miss Georgia was, I guess it was a nice ease into Everlasting, but Everlasting was like the, hey, I saw you in the show. What was the lyrics? I saw you in the street, shorty. Excuse me, shorty, I saw you passing. How about we get stuck together like we off in traffic? Like, okay, I feel it. It's not like the song that I'm gonna go sing my girl or anything, but.
Well, let me ask you this: do you feel the same way about Higher Calling? Because that's pretty much the song that he was talking about.
I know because it has Jill Scott.
All right.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
Just curious. I just wanted to figure out what you were.
Yeah, no, because
that was a good rebuttal though. I thought you were gonna cook him on that. I was like, get him.
And because Miss Georgia is like kind of the same thing, but it has Joy on it,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think maybe I would have liked Everlasting more had it had another female feature on it. Like had the love songs been the back and forth him and a woman talk. I think I would have probably felt it a little bit more.
I feel you.
K.R.I.T doesn't have the voice for a love song by himself, but it's it's the same thing. You like old school Ja Rule. Your lips, yours. Like that's not a fucking song.
Get out of here.
Like he didn't have the voice for it either.
I
But
need to hear Ja Rule. Man.
Yeah.
Let's
Fucking
do the
hate
fucking
Ja
Ja Rule
I need
impression.
to hear his advice right now.
Oh yes.
Oh my
At a
god.
time like this.
What is Jaw thinking?
WWJD, what would Ja do?
Ja, dude.
I ain't trying to dance.
All right. So
Flames.
we're gonna go 0 or 0.5. Okay, not 0.2.
Not
fucking horseshit.
0.7.
So you can't pick 1 or 2. You just go 0 or 0.5.
I feel like there's
Because we're not
degrees
going on
in
the 0 to
between
5
this.
scale.
No, okay.
We're going to the 0 to 0.5 scale.
From 0 to 5 with only half intervals in between.
Oh, now they're just switching.
Man, none of you
How would you rate the
confetti
album?
is even heavier.
We're gonna start actually with Eric. We're gonna go back around. I'll give mine after Bass, and then we'll let Mark end.
You
it
should
here.
have just gone straight to Bass since he's the one who's hating everything about it. Go straight to Bass. Tell him to rate this album.
All right, we'll start it
Oh,
off
you know
with
what?
Bass.
Fuck y'all. Start Anakin and
Bass.
mess up the Jedi Order.
Out of 5 flames, what would you give this album?
Well, since we're gonna get all technical now, I mean, fuck.
2.5.
It's like I would say
Oh, come on, not that hard. Don't think it's good.
4.
He's
I would
trying
say
to convert
4.
the metric
Yes,
system.
I am, dude.
He's trying to get
Because
his
it's right in the
he's
middle
trying to get his
of
5-bender skills
4.5.
going.
I would say
Figure out
7
what-
kilometers.
Right, yeah, you're 2 clicks off. So let's get it good.
You're 5 nautical miles off.
Rudy,
I guess I'd say
out of
4
5
since
flames.
Out of 5, I go 4.
Eric,
Confetti really hit.
4. 4.5. It's in between there somewhere. It's kind of.
Don't say anything in between that.
See, I was a little bit shy.
Four-
See,
4.25.
he gets
4.25.
man.
No.
It's a 4.
So we got a 4. We got a 4. We got a 4.5. 4?
4.
We're going back to 4.
Yeah, 4.
I'm giving
See
it a
how
4.
hard it is?
I'm giving it a 4.
Stop looking at his dick.
Mark,
Ayo.
4.5.
What was it? 5 or 4?
4.5.
Oh, 4.
I make sure I say point. 4.5.
4 decimal point 5. Gotcha.
Yes.
all right.
What'd you pick?
I couldn't give
I
it a
did
full
4.
5 because I know there's a song I would skip. If there wasn't a song I'd skip, then I would probably give it a 5. But a 4 or 5.
So overall, go listen to Big Crits Forever is a Mighty Long Time.
It's been night approved.
And
And the rest, though. Listen to the rest of his music, too.
the best
Yeah.
part about this is
Galactic.
we picked this album last week to talk about, and then Eric's girl surprised him with tickets to go see Big Crit in Austin.
What a girlfriend, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
She's lit.
Give her a shout, dude.
You're
Give her
welcome.
a shout.
Thank you so much for these tickets, baby. You know I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. It's going down. I'm going to have you in mind the whole time.
He's tearing up right now, guys.
Yeah.
You don't-
So-
you
He's
can't
gonna
see
sing
this.
that one
Don't
song.
sing
that,
anything, guys. I'm going to start singing Higher Calling right
yeah,
now.
Higher Calling.
So after she did that, Eric called me. We're on the phone. I jumped on buying tickets. So now you will see the Knights of the Round Records at Emo's in Austin at the Big Crit concert April 14th.
14.
So we'll be there. If you see us, we'll hopefully be rocking some Knights gear or something. Maybe get some by then.
That's like a few days before my birthday, too.
Hey, quick side
You
note.
don't have a birthday.
So
right?
you're right.
Quick side note. It's going to be Big Crit and Sci High. I don't know if any of you, I said that earlier in the.
Yeah, I didn't
the
get what you
chat.
meant by that. They're
Sci-Hi's
both
gonna
gonna
be there?
Oh, hell. I'm on that ticket.
I did not know that.
Sci High is
All
the
right.
fucking guest.
Get the fuck out of here.
No,
It's gonna be
Fuck
so
you, Mark.
fucking
I'm buying,
lit.
I'm buying
He's
Eric's ticket.
He's just going to introduce him onto the stage. He's not going to perform.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. That'll be enough.
Hey,
Yeah, just-
Sahai just wrote one of the best albums of 2017. That's
Yeah,
gonna be
for
just
sure,
enough.
he
sure
I don't
did.
even care if
No,
I
he
don't
sure
even care if
did.
he comes up and says, "Hey, it's Crit," and then leaves. What the fuck?
It's Crit, we out. Yeah, look, here's the fucking poster right here.
Oh damn, dude!
Big
I'm so
Crit,
fucking.
Sci High
hyped.
the
for
Prince.
real.
Heavy is the crown.
Damn,
That's a
man.
good
I got super
tour name.
stoked about
Is the
that.
crowd?
Oh, wait. You know what, man? I'm not sure.
Damn.
Oh, no. Because it has a little sign on the side, but that's Ty Dolla Sign.
Oh,
So
okay.
for these shows, Ty Dolla Sign's going to be there, but he's not going to be there for the Austin show. But
Okay.
fuck it, I don't.
Fuck
care.
that all the time.
I'm trying to see Sci High.
I mean, not fuck him,
Yeah,
but
you were going
If
to.
it's between Ty Dolla Sign and Sci High the Prince,
because I fucks with Ty. I fucks with Ty.
I think we know who we would prefer though.
Yeah, totally,
For sure.
totally. So
Hopefully we can get something recorded over there, some kind of something while we're there.
Dude,
Maybe
bring it in the hotel.
maybe get an interview with Big Crit.
Airbnb, whatever.
dude, if we get an interview, Big Crit, if you or your people are listening to this, Knights of the Round Records is going to be super just chill. You could bring whatever you want. we'll
Drop
chill.
our email.
Just send us all your information. We'll send you ours. We'll talk KOTRR@hiphopfan.com.
I've been hitting you up on Twitter, Craig. Just hit me back.
Just at me back, bro.
Just recognize me, please.
Just retweet my shit.
I love you, bro.
Just show me that you're seeing what we're saying. Cause
You can hit you with that like tomorrow.
I don't know, just
With
hit
a
me
heart?
Like, oh, that'd be great.
That's it.
I would appreciate it.
So,
Retweet would be nice.
we're going to switch it up a little bit, and we're going to talk about the Underground Artist of the Week. Mark, who was the Underground Artist of the Week?
SK Supreme out of South Africa.
Okay.
Preem.
So we picked SK Supreme out of South Africa because he was one of the underground artists who sent us some music to our SoundCloud. And like we said, we could listen to all of it, whether it be good, bad, whether it just be instrumentals or whatever. We listen to it, okay? So, Mark, SK Supreme, how'd you feel him?
He has some work to do. I see the potential, just like I see it in everybody else, but I feel like he needs to work a little bit harder.
Bass, did you
just
get to
about
jam
it.
SK Supreme?
Oh.
Did I?
Did I ever?
No, I was a little confused because whenever I was looking him up, it showed that he produced a lot of songs. So I was all, is this guy a rapper? Or is he a producer and he has other people on? Because I'd never really heard him before, and he sounded different in some of the songs. So I was just listening to him. I was all, well, the production, like, he has some good stuff. There's a couple bangers. It was like, okay, what's the Roman numeral XI?
10, 11.
That's
That's
11. I listened to that song, and I think he's rapping in it, and someone else did that one, and it was pretty good. I heard scattered stuff, so, I mean, I still got to listen to him more deeply, but some of his production is pretty good. That song and two other ones were pretty good, too, but I still got to look more heavily into his stuff to get a full
Definitely.
analysis.
Rudy, did you give a chance to listen to him?
I'm gonna be honest, not really. But
Motherfucker.
but before I finish my statement, Mark, I trust my fellow members of this table. I trust their opinions, and if someone like Mark, who is being modest, he's being he's being nice by saying you need to work on your shit. It's kind of saying that you're not. Man's not hot. Go with that.
Man's never hot.
So
yeah, that's what say. That's the problem. Men's never hot.
I was hot right
but
now.
the deal is if Mark's putting it nicely, and Mark's a softie, it's pretty much saying this guy is not on the realm of good right now.
So you say he's trash? Is that what you're saying?
What's trash?
What's his name? Supreme.
Wow.
Preem God. I don't know.
Supreme. SK Supreme.
SK
You
Supreme.
can go ahead and say that if you want. But
You savage.
I'm gonna say it because Mark wouldn't. Because Mark is a softie. He's a nice guy. He won't say it what needs to be said. Let's see what Big E has to say about it, though.
All right. Well, I heard a couple songs that Mark had played for me earlier today. Beats were awesome. The music was really good. I was just kind of fighting the accent a little bit to understand what he was really saying, but we were playing it on a phone speaker and not any kind of real speaker, so that could be the fault of Mark's fucking iPhone 8 or whatever the fuck he got over there. But I mean, I would try to listen to some more. I'm gonna try to get some links from Mark. I mean, it didn't sound bad or anything. I just think I need to really give it a full ear, other than just what we had tonight.
What you're saying is you're deaf.
Yeah, definitely got something to do with it. Definitely am hard of hearing, so gotta have some headphones on, put some bass in it.
Put the gauge in the wrong part of the ear.
Shit happens, man. I don't know what happens sometimes. It happens.
What I want to say about them is that I want to hear some updated music, because from the email from what you sent us, it's stuff from.
Is it a crew or one guy?
Well, that's what I'm reading right now.
I was kind of confused. On
It's
the whole
a
thing.
group
That's why I
of
wasn't
three.
sure.
It's Mangs or Mang $, Feezy or Sfeezy, and SK Supreme. So it's actually three of them, and the group's called GXX. So we apologize for that. But we did listen to the links we did in there. The production's hot, man. I'll give it that. The lyrics, they need some work. The delivery needs a little work too. If this is, because this says that the first song y'all released the video back in 2014, and we listened to that. In 2015, you got some heat, underground heat with Snoop Dogg's. Oh, you got picked up by Snoop Dogg's Underground Heat. You're on the list for 2 weeks, and then you dropped That's the last time he dropped music. 2016, Mangs dropped music, a song called Levitate. So I want to hear some new stuff, guys. Hit the inbox again with some updated stuff. People grow a lot in a couple years, so we're not going to knock it and say it was horrible, or we're not going to gas you up and lie and say, oh, it was the best thing we've ever heard underground. Y'all got some solid heat when it comes to production value. In my opinion, there's definitely room for improvement when it comes to delivery and lyrics.
What is it like? Is it lyrically? Is it like
Let's just say there's room for growth.
Well, yeah, but like here's
the thing.
Points.
Here's the thing, and if you're an underground rapper, or artist, a hip hop artist, rapper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you're listening to us right now, don't try and follow trends, guys. Don't
become a little.
Yeah, don't be what's been referred to as the mumble rap game or the era of the Lils and stuff like that.
Definitely want to stay unique.
Yes, definitely stay unique. I mean, if you're gonna rap about the stuff that you're rapping about, put some substance behind it, and I think this is actually a good thing that we talked about this group after we talked about someone like Big K.R.I.T, because Big K.R.I.T, like he said, put his heart and soul into this album. It wasn't just pencil whipped and let's do this, let's hit a studio, let's roll. 3 years probably in the making, definitely from the last time he dropped an album, and then it took a whole year to record. So definitely quality over quantity. Big K.R.I.T was able to do both, put out a whole bunch of tracks on this album that were all quality. So take some advice, if you will. None of us are artists, but we do love hip hop. So just follow that advice, please, guys. And send us some new music. We'll be more than happy to listen to it. We'll review again if it pops up again. So there's that.
With that, I just want to say, kind of what he's saying, but like he's saying, don't follow the trends. Make your own wave. Don't try to ride somebody else's wave. Make your own wave and ride that motherfucker, because that's one way.
It's a hard road.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. I'm not saying that it's easy to fucking make your own wave, but you can tell who's riding on whose coattails at times. You know what I mean? Like certain people sound like other certain people, and it's just
you're probably happier doing your own thing anyway.
Yeah,
you gotta.
That way, you're not trying to fit the mold of
we're not saying y'all are,
say Amigos or something. Yeah, this is not directed at.
This is
just in general, but
yeah, this is just saying in general.
If you're underground, make your own way to it. There's nothing saying that everybody's following every trend. Obviously, I think the popularity in that though is that if you follow a trend, there's a bigger chance of you making it. But if you don't keep it up, and
it's gonna die out.
It's gonna die down. But if you create your own way, and people dig that, you're gonna have a bigger.
And it's something you're passionate about.
And then even if you follow a trend, and you don't stay following that trend, you're gonna fall off. People are not gonna.
They're gonna try to break out.
Yeah, because they're gonna be like, oh, like Designer, for instance. Like, I like Designer's music when he's not doing his imitation of Future. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does some solid stuff. Like Timmy Turner was a good song to me.
That was a banger.
Actually, a lot of stuff off the Life of Designer, EPLP, whatever you want to call it, was pretty hot, man. But Panda's his biggest hit. How do you follow Panda? How do you follow a song that's like, damn, was that Future? Like, you don't.
Yeah.
You either got to keep with it or you're just gonna fall off.
So I'm excited to hear anything that he's coming out with soon, because apparently he's going to be dropping something soon, and apparently we're on this wave of good music, and hopefully we're hearing some Kanye West soon.
Yeah.
So
also, hopefully there's some Travis Scott out there coming out. Astro World needs to fucking drop.
Yeah, too, man.
Like yesterday.
I feel like that's gonna come next year.
I got a feeling it's gonna come out.
Maybe. All right, so we're reaching the end of our podcast, and so Bass, I'm looking at you. We're gonna spin the wheel.
The wheel that Mark still has not stolen.
Or built, because he said, "Oh, I'm not going to steal it. I'm just going to build one."
Still waiting.
There you go, Bob the Builder. You haven't fixed it.
Let's get it.
All right, so let's go ahead and spin the wheel.
You sound like a little pump.
Let's get it.
I don't want to look.
You can't even see it. Oh no, it's not you.
Son of a bitch.
All right, so I'm going to spin it again because it landed on Charles. And
So
he's
he
not going to
picked
go.
this one.
He's not going to go 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, he's just gonna pick Justin Timberlake or something.
Yeah, we're not listening.
He's all nervous. He's like, oh god, I can't pick it next week now.
We're not listening to Cardi B's mixtapes.
No.
Definitely not.
No.
It is Charles again.
It's fucking rigged.
What time?
This is so
It
fucking...
clicked again.
I
Oh,
Landed
man.
on Eric, dude. Bass.
Dude, it was almost
It was. That's why I got excited. I thought it was gonna be you. It was on you.
I know I saw your face, and then I heard another click. I'm all fuck. It's not me anymore.
If y'all can see
Damn.
Eric was like,
It's all good, man.
like
It's
really
all good.
wishing that thing would go a little bit
I
further.
did not hear the other click though. I thought it was you.
Yeah.
It's all good,
Shit.
man. It's all
All
good.
right.
Now Eric's all bummed out. I have to pick it out.
I know, I gotta
No, man, don't feel bummed out. Don't feel bummed out.
You're gonna make us all
Bummed
cry,
out.
Bass. God damn
Okay.
it.
All right, so we're gonna let you on a little plans
Why
here
won't you
soon.
go pick
Eventually,
your
we're gonna try and do Knights of the Round Records as a video podcast. So YouTube, you can see faces, see our gestures and movements and stuff while we're talking about
the
this.
whole time.
Pooh is going to be XXS Tentacion with the black and white mask, shave his eyebrows, and get silver dreads.
I'm gonna do the Kodak Black ski mask.
And so we're thinking about doing different ways of picking it, like, Smash Brothers or Mario Kart
That would be cool.
to get it picked, and y'all get to see all that while we do it.
Thumb
So,
wrestle.
thumb wrestle, rock, paper, scissors, kick each other in the balls, who cries first.
Rochambeau.
Rochambeau champ.
There we go. So, Eric, hit us with an album.
Man, you know what? We kind of talked on it a little bit earlier.
No, we weren't.
Oh shit, here it comes.
I want to do.
I don't even know yet.
I don't even know either.
Oh,
I
yeah,
want
that's
to do
all
the
fucking-
Without Warning album, 21 Savage, Offset, and Metro Boomin.
So we're gonna go with Without Warning, 21 Savage, Offset, produced by Metro Boomin, and Underground Artist of the Week. Who are we going with?
My underground artist is actually a good friend of mine. He's a local guy from here in town. His name's Sykes Ave.
Sykes Ave.
He got some bangers out there.
So if you want to be like,
bangers as in music or in guns?
does he slap bitches?
The answer to two of those questions is yes, and the last one I can't comment, but I doubt it.
No, I
Does
don't mean
his
like
shit slap?
I don't mean like if you physically slap bitches, but like does his
that
music
bitch
are they
slap?
bitches
yes.
and do they slap?
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Metaphorical business.
Metaphorically speaking, yes, his songs are
Great.
slappable bitches, I guess. Yeah.
Looks so
All right, so
Art thou
if you
bitches.
want to be a part of Knights of the Round Records as an underground artist of the week, send us your music to kotrr@hiphopfan.com.
I don't know the email. Y'all are fucked.
Rudy's
Straight trash.
he's gonna drown us with his SoundCloud. It's gonna be just him burping.
It's just gonna be like porn. That's it.
just
It's gonna be videos y'all can't even watch.
This isn't the Grinch that I
we're
downloaded.
just gonna hear.
I think I
Oh, yeah.
downloaded the wrong Avengers movie.
All right,
We also
so
It's hilarious.
so next week we're gonna be talking Without Warning and what was his name again?
Sykes Ave.
Sykes Ave.
Sykes.
So for the rest of the Night Show Records, this is VillosaurusWrex. We'll catch y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.